Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be digging into something I bet you've seen online, or maybe even at the health. Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be digging into something I bet you've seen online, or maybe even at the health food store. Black seed oil. Oh yeah, black seed oil. We're taking a look at this excerpt collection. It's called "The Wonders of Black Seed Oil: A Journey Through Nature's Gift." Okay. And I don't know about you, but that title alone kind of sounds like we're about to read a fairy tale. It does a little bit. You know, hey, that's part of the fun, right? We get to explore these clans, see what's what. And one thing that really struck me going through this was just how many supposed benefits there are. I mean, we're talking immune system, skin, even respiratory health, digestion, weight. Yeah, it's a lot. Heart health, hair, it's a lot. Yeah, and it's really interesting to think about how, you know, yeah, the internet's really brought it to the forefront, but using natural remedies like black seed oil, that goes way back. Like it's part of traditional medicine across a bunch of different cultures. It's not just some like new fad. Right. This has been around. Now, how do we even start unpacking all this? Well, I think it's helpful to understand how the source is actually presenting this information. Yeah. So they're telling us about black seed oil through this character, Amara, who's an herbalist. And it's all about her and her experiences with these villagers. But, you know, off the bat, I do want to say these are anecdotes. We're not talking about rigorous scientific studies here. Right, right. And that's where, you know, I'm really glad to have you here to help us kind of parse through this and figure out, like, what's the fairy tale and what might actually be something more, for sure. So let's be specific. The first big benefit they highlight is black seed oil as this, like, immune system booster. And I keep mentioning this word, thymoquinone. Yeah. What is that? So thymoquinone is this powerful compound, and you find it in black seed oil, and it acts as both an antioxidant and an anti-inflammatory. And those are, you're probably familiar with antioxidants. They fight free radicals, which can damage our cell. Right, right. And then inflammation. I mean, we've all experienced that. It's your body's natural response to like an injury or if you're feeling sick. Right, right. So less inflammation, less getting sick, I guess is the idea. Yeah. They actually give an example of a source talking about how, you know, these villagers, they started taking black seed oil and supposedly they had fewer sick days. Fewer sick days. Wow. You know, I will say, you know, this is one group of people. We don't know what other factors could have been involved, but it's interesting. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in these like miracle cure stories. Yeah. And speaking of which, they also talk about skin health. There's even like a whole thing about a young woman named Leela. Yeah, Leela. So she had struggled with really bad acne for years, and the source described how after she starts using black seed oil, her skin just completely transformed. It's a very like, you know, powerful image. But again, it's just one person. Right. One person's miracle doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. But what is it about black seed oil that could even like theoretically lead to that kind of result? That's what's so interesting about it. It's actually full of fatty acids and vitamins that are really good for your skin. Like one example is linoleic acid. And that can help strengthen your skin's barrier function, which, you know, can help with breakouts. Okay. And then there's vitamin E, super powerful antioxidant, can help protect your skin from environmental damage. So there is like some scientific backing for why it might help potentially. Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Let's talk about something that I think a lot of people can relate to, especially depending on the time of year, and that is respiratory health. Yes. Does black seed oil really help with like coughs and congestion and all that? What's the source there? So they actually suggest that black seed oil can help with respiratory issues, like even asthma and allergies. They even talk about how inhaling steam with black seed oil in it can like make it easier to breathe. They introduced us to Hassan, this older gentleman who had chronic bronchitis. Oh, bronchitis is the worst. I know. I can't even imagine dealing with that all the time. And according to the source, Hassan actually finds relief after he starts by taking this daily blend of black seed oil and honey. Okay. Now, honey itself, that has soothing properties, so it's hard to say, right? But the source really attributes his improvement to the black seed oil. Interesting, but again, tough to say for sure. Okay, let's talk about another issue that I think a lot of people struggle with, digestion. Oh, yeah, we've all been there, for sure. Well, they say that black seed oil can help with bloating, gas, indigestion, you name it. They use this word carminative, which basically means it can calm your digestive system down. So like a more natural version of like Tums or something. Exactly. Okay. And they give us Amir as an example. He's a farmer and he'd always get really bloated after he ate. I feel that. Right. And they say by just adding a bit of black seed oil to his diet, he saw a huge improvement. Interesting. But is there any science behind this cognitive effect? There's actually some evidence that suggests that it might. Some studies show that it can reduce inflammation in the gut, which would make sense given what we were talking about earlier, right? Which would explain why some people find it so helpful. But we definitely need more research to say for sure. Right. Of course. It's like this balancing act of these really compelling stories, but then like, what does the research actually say? Exactly. Okay. Well, let's move on to a topic that I think a lot of people are interested in. Weight management. Yes. What does the source have to say about that? So they suggest that it might play a role, maybe by regulating your metabolism or reducing your appetite. But, and I cannot stress this enough, it is not a miracle cure for weight loss. Right. It's never that simple. Never. Okay. But how do they approach this? Do they give us an example in the source? They do, yeah. We meet Fatima and Omar, and there are a couple who've been trying to manage their weight. And it's interesting because the source focuses less on like what the number on the scale says and more about how they're feeling. They talk about how Fatima and Omar had more energy and how much that changed their day-to-day life. Okay, so it's more about overall well-being, not just like sitting into a certain size. Exactly. I like that. Yeah. Okay, so we've covered immune support, skin health, respiratory stuff, digestion, even a little bit about weight. But we are not done yet. There is more to uncover in this deep dive into black seed oil, so stick around. It's funny you mentioned energy levels. Yeah, because the next thing we're going to look at is heart health. Okay. And it might seem like a jump, but they're actually really connected. I'm intrigued. Tell me more. So the source talks about how black seed oil can help support healthy cholesterol level, let's say, and improve your blood circulation, which are obviously both super important for your heart. Right. You even tell a story about this guy, Khalid. He's a merchant. Yeah. And he was having some issues with high cholesterol. Oh, yeah. Heart health is so important. What happened? So they're saying that after he adds black seed oil to his routine, his cholesterol significantly improves. Wow. Like his doctor was shocked. Wow. That's pretty impressive. Right. But do we know if that was the only change she made? Or like, that's the thing about anecdotes. We don't always know the full picture, right? They don't mention if he was like exercising more or changing his diet, right? It's totally possible there were other factors, right? So the black seed oil could be part of it, but maybe not the whole story. Exactly. It's all about balance. Right. Okay. So moving on, the source also mentions diabetes. Okay. Specifically type 2 diabetes. And I mean, yes, they have a villager story for this one too. Of course they do. We meet Zainab. Okay. She's an elder, and she's been dealing with type 2 diabetes for years, okay? And the source says that after she starts taking black seed oil, she's able to manage her blood sugar way better. Wow! Even reduces how much medication she needs. Wow, that's amazing that natural remedies can actually like work with traditional medicine. I know, it's pretty cool. Yeah. But I do want to say, it's always important to talk to your doctor before changing your treatment. Well, absolutely. Yeah, it actually was something like diabetes. For sure. The end of the story is great, but it's just one story. Wait, some medical advice. Right. Always better to be safe than sorry. Exactly. Okay, well, we've covered some pretty serious stuff. You ready for something a little lighter? Oh yeah, what do you have in mind? Let's talk about hair. Okay, because who doesn't want amazing hair, right? And our source is claiming black seed oil can help you get it. Yeah, so they talk about how it can nourish your scalp, make your hair grow faster, even help with dandruff. Sounds like a miracle in a bottle, right? But can you give us any examples? Like, who are these people with amazing black seed oil hair? Okay, so we meet Tariq, and he was dealing with hair loss, which, I mean, that can be really tough. Yeah. So he starts using black seed oil like a hair mask, rubbing it into his scalp. And he says within weeks, his hair is noticeably different. Wow. Thicker, healthier, the whole deal. Thicker, healthier hair. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty compelling. Right. But is there actually any science behind that? Or is it just like a hope and a prayer? It's actually not as crazy as it sounds. Okay. Because black seed oil has these essential fatty acids and antioxidants, right, that are really good for your hair. Okay, like linoleic acid. Yeah, you remember we talked about that for skin? Yeah, it can actually strengthen your hair too. Oh, interesting. Prevent breakage. Ha! So it's not just an old wives' tale. No, there might actually be something to it. Exactly. Which I think just shows how something so simple, like a natural oil, can have these really powerful effects on all different parts of your body. Yeah, it's really making me think differently about natural remedies. Yeah, it's not just about like following the latest trend. Right? It's about understanding like the history of these ingredients and what they can really do. Totally. It's like bridging this gap between old traditions and modern science. I like it. Right? Yeah. Finding that balance. Well said. Okay, so we've covered a lot. We have immune system, skin, respiratory health, digestion, weight management, heart health, even hair care. We've done it all. And we still have a little more to unpack, a little bit more, as we continue our deep dive into black seed oil. So we've journeyed through this world of black seed oil, hearing about all these potential benefits. If someone's listening and thinking, wow, I need to try this, what should they keep in mind? That's the $1 million question, isn't it? Yeah, it's great to be curious, but as with anything related to health and wellness, it's crucial to be a discerning consumer. Right? Not all supplements or oils are created equal. Exactly. Don't just grab the first bottle you see. Look for reputable brands that prioritize quality and transparency. What does that even mean when it comes to something like black seed oil? Good question. Start by checking the sourcing of the oil. Where were the seeds grown? Were they organically farmed? Then look into the extraction methods used. Cold pressed oil tends to retain more of those beneficial compounds. Okay, so there's some homework involved. You can't just assume that the product is the same. Right. And while we've been exploring these compelling anecdotes, it's essential to remember they are not a substitute for personalized medical advice. Right. This deep dive is all about exploration and sparking curiosity, but it's not a replacement for talking to your doctor, especially if you have any existing health conditions. Exactly. Always consult with a healthcare professional before adding something new to your routine, especially if you're taking medication. Okay, so be informed, talk to your doctor, and don't expect miracles in a bottle. Exactly. Now, as we wrap up this deep dive, I'm left with a thought-provoking question. We spent this episode exploring traditional wisdom and anecdotal evidence, but it begs the question, could incorporating some natural remedies, even in small ways, enhance our modern wellness routines? That's a great question. It's easy to get caught up in the latest trends and technologies, but there's a certain wisdom and practices that have been passed down through generations. Exactly. And while we always advocate for a science-backed approach to health, there's something to be said for bridging the gap between ancient wisdom and modern science. Perhaps in some cases, they can complement each other beautifully. Well said. This has been a fascinating deep dive into the world of black seed oil. It's amazing how a tiny seed can hold so much potential and inspire so many stories. It's a testament to the power of nature and the enduring human quest for health and well-being. Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery. We hope you've enjoyed exploring the fascinating world of black seed oil with us. And be sure to check out other deep dives for more fascinating explorations of diverse topics. Until next time, keep those minds curious.